Unclaimed. Unclaimed critical appreciation or critical summary or critical analysis of the poem Unclaimed. Unclaimed, it is composed by Vikram Seth, an Indo-Anglian poet. Okay. In the examination, if this kind of question is asked, that write down the critical appreciation of the poem Unclaimed, then you can have few ideas or few points to be written, what kind of answer must be given. So, first of all you will tell about Vikram Seth if you like, and you can give the introduction of Vikram Seth, right. He was an Indo-Anglian writer, and then you will start by writing about Unclaimed. So, the very first heading is introduction and introduction of Unclaimed, this poem. So, unclaimed means that no claim, there is no person to claim, there is nothing to be claimed. So, the thing is unclaimed and the person is also unclaimed. When we say that no claim, so here claim, that is here is no thing, here is no thing to be claimed, means here is nothing to be claimed, and here is no person to be claimed. So, here is the reference, it is only in the context of our love, that there is no person to be claimed for love. So, this poem Unclaimed, it for the first time it appeared in Vikram Seth's second book, Collected Verse, a poem collection, and the name of that poem collection was The Humble Administrator's Garden. Okay. The Humble Administrator's Garden, this was a poem collection or second book of Vikram Seth, and this poem Unclaimed, it first appeared in this collection of poems. And this book that is The Humble Administrator's Garden has three distinguished sections, means this book has been divided into three sections. The very first section is Wutong, the second one is Neem, and the third one is Live Ok, means Wutong, that is China. We can say that China experience is presented in this section, because Vikram Seth, he has experienced of all the countries of China, of India, of California, and through this collection, through this book, he has presented, he has expressed his own experience in China, in India, and in California. So, the first section of this book, Wutong, that is based on his experience in China. The second is Neem, that is India, and third section Live Ok, that is California, and our this poem Unclaimed. Okay, this poem belongs to which section? To the third one section, that is in this poem, because he has mentioned his California experience, this poem belongs to this section, that is Live Ok, California. So, thematically this collection is a travelogue of sources, primarily visual and reflective, because Vikram Seth, he went here and there, he travelled a lot, and this is why that we find all kinds of travelling experience, life experience of Vikram Seth through this poem, through this collected verse or through this book. So, in this collection of poems, Vikram Seth, he reflects on three cultures he knows very well, and three cultures of Indian culture, that is of culture of California and culture of China. So, while writing about China, when Vikram Seth, he comes to the very first section and he is going to write about China or Chinese culture, then what he writes, he is more primarily by the landscape. Okay, he writes about the landscape of China, the people of China, and he finds the Jain gardens there, and its simplicity, the simplicity of Chinese or simplicity of the people of China, that fascinated Vikram Seth a lot. And this kind of simplicity simplicity of the people that overwhelmed him, that attracted him, that has been presented in this first section, Wutong, China. So, in India, the second section, Nim, India. In India, Vikram Seth is at home because that was his motherland. So, he feels himself very comfortable. It seems as if he has come in a very comfort zone and he is at home, and consequently chiefly autobiographical here, because about his social, personal environment that stirred with his own experience about the living conditions, because he was aware of Indian culture, of Indian tradition, of Indian living. So, living conditions of India that has been presented very well by Vikram Seth under enormous population pressure. And when he talks of California in West, so now he grapples with issues about expatriation, love, a fast paced culture, that is modern trend of living relationship. So, how much fast the West was going in love. So, he finds a very different thinking related to love of Western people, and that has been presented also in this poem Unclaimed. So, Vikram Seth he expresses his own experience related to California in this poem Unclaimed, and Unclaimed is a part of Californian experience. It is the last poem of this section because China, India and California. So, Unclaimed was the last poem of this section, California, and of the collection as a whole. Then central theme of Unclaimed. So, what is the central theme of this poem? There is a theme, mainly the central theme of this poem Unclaimed is loveless lovemaking. Okay, loveless lovemaking or relationless lovemaking means there is no love, there is only lust, there is no hope, there is no expectation, and no joys, no sorrows, no pain is shared. So, this kind is the main theme of Unclaimed poem, which is told by Vikram Seth that there is nothing to be shared between lovers, and they do not expect anything from each other, they do not have any hope for their further relation in future. So, this is the main theme. And in spite of being, it is a very short poem, it has hardly 10 lines. So, you can feel yourself that within only few lines Vikram Seth he has presented a very beautiful theme, a very modern theme of loveless lovemaking or relationless lovemaking or living relationship, this modern trend he has presented very well. No doubt it is a rhythmical poem, it is very melodious poem because he has used a rhyme scheme here also, A, B, B, C, C. It reflects a casual fun that nowadays love is only an enjoyment, love is only a time pass, and that has been presented also by Vikram Seth that nowadays people do not take love very seriously. They just it is just like a fun for them. They simply enjoy the company of each other, and then after a short time they forget everything because there is no commitment, because they do not make any kind of complaint from each other. So, this is why that they are not very serious, because they know very well that at any time they can come out of that kind of relationship. So, this poem reflects a casual fun, a merry-making zeal of the West. So, side by side it also indicates about uncertainty, because there is no future, there is no responsibility, there is nothing to be shared. So, there is in such a kind of relation, in such a kind of love, there is always no certainty, okay, and it is mixed with a feeling of rootlessness. So, this poem, it presents not spiritual love, not platonic love, not true love, but it simply presents the the lust or the strong passionate desire only for physical experience. So, the physical aspect of love is presented in this poem Unclaimed. It is in a true sense it is not love, but it is only that is passion of sexual desire. So, on the whole it is a fine example of Western culture. If we make a comparison with the other love poems and with this poem, other love poems of John Donne, of William Shakespeare, then we shall find here that they all have talked of spiritual love, platonic love, true love, and a very serious love they had written. But here for the first time we find such kind of love when there is no one to claim for a partner or for their love. So, it is a very good example of Western culture. Western culture, because he has presented here his own, whatever he felt, whatever he see, his own experience in California. So, this poem presents Western culture, and it also throws on the modern trend of living relationship. So, we can say that the central theme of the Unclaimed, this poem, is living relationship. Now, just come to the development of thought, means what is the main concept of this poem. Vikram Seth, he belongs to higher upper class or higher upper society to take all toil and troubles of an ordinary life, and he travels worldwide. Okay, there were so many countries through which he had gone. So, he had a lot of experience, traveling experience throughout the world, and he willingly faced difficulties of his many journeys in a number of remote, that is far areas inside and outside India. So, Vikram Seth, he had been very experienced, he had been a very keen observer, and he hated what hypocritical attitude, means he didn't believe in showing, in displaying false love. Whatever you are, you are. If you are not serious in your love, if you are not serious with your life partner, with your love partner, then why to be hypocritical? Why do you need to make a show? So, he hates hypocritical attitude and he leads his life as it is, means whatever you are, you must not feel shame. So, that was the thinking of Vikram Seth, and he accepts his bilingual thought also, bilingual thought with such an ease as he accepts his traditional form of poetry. So, in its substance, this song follows, okay, this song, that is Unclaimed, it follows very well loveless love making. So, this is the main concept, and concluding, actually this poem is full of only couplets, because there are 5 couplets, there are in total only 10 lines and there are 5 couplets, and in the last couplets of the poem confirm it's ultra modern, it's a ultra modern change in the world's oldest poetical theme, love, as in the opening couplet. So, what we find in the opening couplet? To make love with a stranger is the best, there is no riddle and there is no test. He starts his poem from these lines, and the last lines, to rest within the unknown arms and know that this is all there is and this is so. So, description of restlessness in the contemporary world is another quality of Vikram Seth's poetry. Then restlessness, and suggests its solution through deeply physical intimacy that exists between 2 people discovering each other merely through touch, because there is no seriousness, there is no true love, there is only a passionate desire only, that is lust. So, the honesty with which Seth speaks of something so pure and so elemental, because he is very frank, he is very candid, he is very straightforward at the time of writing this kind of modern love, and he does not feel any hesitation in expressing. So, poetic qualities of Vikram Seth. Vikram Seth's poem Unclaimed is a blend of diversity. Okay? It is an innovative, we can say it is completely a new it is a very original poem, because such a poem has never been written, innovative in its theme, because it is based on modern love, live-in relationship, and thought is also very new, but it is simple and traditional in its form. In Unclaimed, versification is simple and just plain couplets. Simple 2 by 2 rhythm versification is used as a whole, only 5 couplets, okay, because there are only 10 lines in all. So, there are only 5 couplets are used in the entire poem, and simplicity, you can feel yourself going through the text of this poem. To lie and love, not aching to make sense of this night in the mesh of reference. So, the technique of enchantment, that is that he is repeating, he is continuing without making a stop, he starts to say, saying things. So, this technique that is continuity, means when you do not stop saying one thing, that is enchantment creates meaningful effects, and it is also used to move the narrative action forward in a prosaic manner. So, here are the example: to feel the beat of foreign heart to heart, preferring neither to prolong no part, there is no punctuation and there is no stoppage at the time of expressing his thought. So, every couplet in the poem has rhythm, and the rhyme scheme is AA, BB, the rhyme scheme of the first couplet, the rhyme scheme of the second couplet, third couplet, fourth couplet and fifth couplet, AA, BB, CC, DD, E. EE, this is the rhyme scheme of this poem. Another poetic quality of Vikram Seth is that it is a loveless love sonnet. It is a love sonnet, okay. But what kind of love sonnet it is? It is loveless love sonnet. So, this is very important, that Unclaimed is a love sonnet, but it is such a sonnet, it is such a love poem that there is no love. So, it is a loveless love poem, and no doubt it is full of melody, couplet to couplet, and within the couplet from phrase to phrase, means there is an internal melody within the phrase too, as in to lie and love, and in that this is all there is and this is so. The last line, the concluding line of this poem. So, in this poem every line of a couplet is in harmony with the other line of the same couplet, that is the harmony of this poem and melody of this poem. So, this poem Unclaimed is on one hand it describes the personality traits of Vikram Seth, and on the other hand it represents changing social milieu of the modern age. So, it presents both. That was the critical appreciation of Unclaimed poem. So, you can take help, you can add these few points of important concept in your notes.